Right, hello my friends. Maybe not the video you're expecting, a follow-up to the Warriors Orochi 4 video I did the other day with Chris Gildart. Link to that below. However, there has been some news lately, yesterday, about Warriors Orochi 4, and it's quite the game changer in my opinion, so I'm only going to be covering that. The article is from Silicon Era, which is, which I thought was Detroit Become Human, having sex with androids and all that shit. So, I will only be focusing on one thing. There's lots of information on it. However, the real game changer is an online 3 versus 3 mode, which to me is the massive game changer for the Warriors series, and makes me wonder if it will become a mainstay in all Warriors games in the future, if they can make some sort of spin on it, and I'll make some assumptions and predictions about the mode and what I'd like to see. So I will quickly read out what it is. Warriors Orochi 4 has online mode. This is actually an actual news website for games, and that's what they wrote. Has online mode. Has an online mode. Fucking hell. Not just online story co-op, and online mode specific content in a first for the entire Maso series. More will be shared regarding this later on. Furusawa later states that because there is an online 3v3 mode in the game, online content will support up to 6 players at once, despite the game box saying 1 to 2 players. Yes, it supports up to 6 players online in 3 versus 3. You never would have guessed. I mean, Jesus Christ. So, going from that, I think that's quite an interesting take. It says it's going to have online mode specific content, so I presume it's going to have completely different ways of the battles are working. So I'll quickly go over what I think that will entail. I'll quickly go over my concerns over it. So personally, I think the mode is tacked on. I think this is sort of an afterthought, which, before people get sort of too negative, I kind of don't think that's too bad a thing. Okay, so it might be rushed, which pretty much guaranteed, although they will probably patch it as much as they can. So one thing that I'm actually going to say is the good thing about it is I think Koei are starting to realise they're not the only company that's making massive hack and slash games, to be honest. The new Fate Extella Link game has online multiplayer as well, and it's not actually bad. The whole game is fucking amazing, I'll say that. It's one of the best games I've played in a while. I'd probably say it's on par with Dynasty Warriors 8, if not better. And also games like Senran and Kagura have online multiplayer. Well, they did before they removed it in Burst Renewal. So, I'm pretty sure they're, kind of threatened, which is a good thing, I should mention. It promotes companies having to actually try and change the formula and try and bring up new ideas and put more effort into their games. Because, let's say, if they're threatened by another company doing sort of the same thing that they do but better, then they're just going to be losing fans and copies of games being sold. I don't think people want to play 200 or so games a year. Rather ironic, seeing as Koei are the ones that do that. So I sort of see it as a good thing. It's making Koei have to make some new decisions regarding the future of the franchise, and as well as that, I do believe it's sort of a reaction to Dynasty Warriors 9 being so fucking terrible. Appease as many fans as you can. So with that out of the way, I do think, because I've also said I believe it's a last minute addition, I think there are going to be some issues of balancing in the game. Some ways you can sort of get rid of that, I think, is, one of them is you don't have it strictly, deathmatch, where you literally spawn in a battlefield with 2 of your friends and you fight 3 enemies, and then it's over as soon as you die. Well, that's actually elimination, but I think the way they should probably do it, and I hope they do it, is have more objective-based online modes, sort of like the Dynasty Warriors 8 Empires stuff in a way. So what I mean by that is have, you know, bases for you to capture, and then you win if you capture the enemy's main base, which I think would be pretty cool. In regards to balancing, I believe that if you had it as strictly deathmatch, everybody would just pick the strongest characters. I mean, there's no avoiding that. Everyone would literally just go for Hundun, Orochi X, and Lubu, or Zeus, or whatever the new character is going to be. If they all look really overpowered. So if you have characters, say like I'm using now, Kai, she's going to be massively underpowered, I believe. Well, actually, I'll get onto that in a second. So one way you could balance that out is if you had characters like Kai being a lot faster, capture sort of bases faster and stuff like that, that would sort of balance them out in a way, because it'd be more catered to the objectives than, you know, just killing shit, which would be, you know, kind of cool. Another idea I thought of is if they had sort of payload mode in Dynasty Warriors, not Dynasty Warriors, Team Fortress 2, except you have it as, like, say, the Heavenly Emperor from this game, where you literally just escort an officer to an escape point, and I can't remember what I was going to say then. Yeah, if you escort an officer to an escape point, make them have, you know, reasonably decent-sized health bar, and then the enemy team has to, you know, defeat them, and your team wins if you actually manage to get them there. And then that'd be another sort of objective-based sort of gameplay mode, which I think would be pretty cool. It's the only thing is whether or not Koei actually want to fully commit and make it like a thing they want to do in future titles. That's my sort of concern. I think in this game, Warriors Orochi 3 Ultimate, some of the modes are sort of half-baked. I mean, just looking at this footage of Gauntlet mode, which I'm, you know, currently playing now, it's, as much as I like the mode, it's pretty barren. It's not the most entertaining thing in the world, not gonna lie. So I would like to see them like sort of fully commit to it, which seeing the current stuff about the game and the new info about Warriors Orochi 4, I do believe they want to make it sort of the best game they can, other than, you know, not having English dubs, which is, you know, massive thing in my world. That's probably the only thing that's going to sort of hold it back in some people's books, that, you know, not having English dubs, although they haven't actually deconfirmed it, but, you know, we shall see. So another thing regarding balancing would be weapon attributes, whether or not, say, have it like Senran Kagura, and, well, actually regarding levels as well, you have it so everyone is a fixed level, probably about level 50, I can imagine. Yeah, so everybody has equal stats. If they went for the, bringing up Senran Kagura again, if they went for the method which they did in Peach Beach Splash, where your stuff in single player carried over to multiplayer, I think that would be the easiest way for them to kill off a multiplayer mode ever. There is always a meta game plan to these games. There's always certain builds that work with better characters. Characters like Lubu will always have the same attributes that, you know, people will put on and, you know, one-shot everything. So I think they should avoid that, just have sort of default weapons. Hopefully if the game is sort of well balanced enough in single player without attributes on weapons, then, you know, it should all be good. So that's sort of my concerns at the moment. Personally, I see online as a really good thing. Online games aren't my thing in general, but I see this as a positive for the whole franchise in general. Just whether or not Koei wants to commit to it, really. Which, yes. So, it'd be interesting to see. I think having such a large cast does limit them to a certain degree what they can actually do with the online. I mean, because Samurai Warriors character is going to have hyper attacks, you can't have it like a kill-based competition, like in, say, Hyrule Warriors, where you it's the first one to reach 800 kills, 300 kills, whatever. So you couldn't have a competition like that because people would just use Samurai Warriors characters, which means like 80 characters aren't going to be used. Because obviously having hyper attacks makes you just basically like a lawnmower. And enemy troops in these games aren't very difficult to kill, they're just fodder. So, I leave it to you. What would you like to see in the online modes? I'm very much looking forward to it now. Yeah. Really looking forward to it. The only another concern I actually have is, because it's 3v3, if you can't get a full party of 6 people, which, you know, you can do if they don't support the online, it will die very quickly. If you only have, say, 5 players, does the last player get replaced with a bot? That's what I really want to know. But they said they were going to release more info about this mode and stuff later. Also, online co-op for story mode is actually returning, which would be good. One thing I should mention is, when I first loaded up this game, for some reason, because I put my PS4 into rest mode, it came up with, you've been signed out of PSN, you don't get these bonuses. And it made me realise Koei do actually slightly care about online. Okay, it's not implemented in the best way. I played with Chris Gildart the other day, and we did Gauntlet mode. There were no connection problems. It didn't disconnect for us once on this. However, Samurai Warriors 4, which we were initially going to do a video on, that crashed 3 times. So it's a bit weird. But then also, they have the online campaign bonuses, which are actually still going for Dynasty Warriors 8 Extreme Legends, Empires, and this game, which is, you know, quite nice. I'm really surprised Koei actually keep a feature like that going. I don't think it's changed in like a year and a bit though, so that's a bit, you know, pants. But, you know, you can't expect them to keep updating and having a new online campaign bonus for, you know, keep changing it every month or whatever. But yeah, it's pretty cool. So if people don't know, basically you do a certain thing and you get more rewards. For Dynasty Warriors 8 at the moment, I do believe it's if you use the DLC costume, you get more gold and XP and stuff, which is, you know, quite a nice bonus. Arslan Warriors of Legend also has it as well, I should mention. I just remembered that from the top of my head. So let me know what you think. I haven't really seen anybody else make videos on this because, you know, because there wasn't a video linked to it talking about the multiplayer, so they couldn't download it from Koei's official YouTube channel and then re-upload it on their own channels, like the lazy cunts they are. So, yes, let me know what you think. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, set your head on fire, eat some batteries, and send a death threat. So, yes, thank you very much for watching if you did, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.